So the main thing that I want to talk to you about today is kind of two things intertwined is how you can interact with us via social media. So interact with Smart via social media. We've gotten really used to doing it on Facebook, some of you, because of our classes. But I just want to give you some ways of interacting even more on some of these apps, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you don't use some of these apps yet and would like to, this is a good time to learn how to sign up for them. And then you can interact with us on various platforms. So each of these is called a platform, right? Or an app. It's sort of interchangeable. But we're on all of these things. So you can see information about Smart, our updates on these different apps or social media sites. So let me start with Facebook, and I'll show you one of the reasons why we're encouraging this now, just one of them. If you don't follow us, I think you can be watching this and not follow us. Please do. Okay, so you look up Smart University, that's us, all right, with the logo here on Smart University. So we're at Smart University. And if you don't currently follow us, I'm going to put this on my personal thing just so you can see what that would look like from your end. So you would go ahead and like us. I've actually already liked us. So I'm going to do that. That would make us, and then you can send us messages as well. But if you scroll down, you'll see me, which is bizarre. And I wanted to alert you to this, which you might have already seen. So one of the things that Smart is doing right now is we're doing outreach for the monkeypox virus, which we're calling MPV because the name itself has a lot of sort of stigma tied up in it. So we're going to call it MPV. And that's also what the Department of Health is trying to move towards calling it too. You may have heard about this. It's been on the news a lot recently. So what we're doing on top of our outreach about COVID is we're going to do outreach about getting the vaccine for MPV. So if you've seen a lot of content recently where we're talking about MPV, this is why. So this is part of our sort of most recent kind of health campaigning. So there's a number of these different graphics that Les designed, and you'll see them. You may have gotten it. You should have gotten a text message that has one of these as well. So what we're doing is we are trying to help people who are at risk for MPV to get an appointment to get vaccinated. So we have access to appointments for vaccination. And let me go to the one that's about risk factors, just so you can see that. There's a couple different posts on here. This is in English and Spanish. All right, so right now, the population that's most at risk of getting MPV is gay men or men who have sex with men. So there's nothing specifically about this that is a gay disease. It's just the population that this is circulating in right now. So for right now, those are the people that are at highest risk. So those are the people that are eligible for vaccination. So what we want to encourage you to do is to like these posts, to share these posts, because you never know, you may have somebody who you're close to, who follows you on Facebook, who follows you on one of these social media sites, who is at risk and wants to get the vaccine and doesn't know how to do it. It's been really difficult for some people to get vaccine appointments because they're very limited in the city. So what you want to encourage people to do, if you know somebody who's at high risk, is to call us at one of these numbers. This will go directly to Smart, or email us at mpvinfo@smartuniversity.org, and we can connect them directly to an appointment for MPV vaccination that only we have access to. So that's really helpful for people who've been trying to get the vaccine and can't get an appointment. That's what we're trying to help people do. We're doing some street outreach too. And we're also texting. So like I said, you should have gotten a text from us that had some of this information as well. And we really encourage you to share this with people. Even if you're not somebody who's at high risk right now, you may know someone who is. And again, we want to really emphasize, we're trying to destigmatize this, right? We're trying to make it so it doesn't have homophobia tied up in it and stuff like that. There's nothing specific to this, again, that makes it a virus that passes between gay men only. It's just that it's in that community right now. So they're trying to stop the spread of it before it gets farther into the community. So that's why you're going to be seeing this kind of content from us recently. We're really proud that we get to do this work. One of the reasons is because we've done all this work with COVID and been real successful in getting people to get their COVID vaccinations. So now that the Department of Health is saying this is the most recent public health issue and we need you to help out with this. Okay, so what you can do to help us is, I'm just going to give you an example. So these are a couple of posts that we've had recently. So you'll see that I went in here and loved this, and then I can share it on my own page. All right. So I'm going to say share now, which I actually already did, but I'm going to do it again. So when you share that, what you'll see, I'll go to my own page. I'm sure some of you have done this before. You're sharing stuff on your page. See, you'll see that it shows up on my page. So now everybody who follows me can see this as well. So it gets an even wider audience. And you can do that with any of Smart's content. Like, you know, the culinary video, if you think your friends might want to see it, go ahead and share that. We love that you do that. And go ahead and like our stuff too. This is just another way for us to have sort of like a continuing interaction with you. And we're really happy to have that. So Facebook, we have pretty much down. I just want to show you these on the larger screen so that you can see the messaging that we're doing for MPV, monkeypox virus. All right. So this is Facebook. I'm going to take you over to Instagram. So for those of you who don't use Instagram yet, maybe check it out. I'll show you how to download it in just a second. But this is our page on Instagram. So you'll see we're SMARTUEastHarlem. We're a little bit different. Our name is a little bit different on each app. So just keep that in mind. And so what you'll see on here is some of the stuff from our VEET. This is the flyer. This is helpful. This is the flyer for our next session. And you can see that there are people who have liked it. And you can go in there and like it too. And then you'll also see, again, our MPV information, both in English and Spanish. So we can like that too. We could send it to somebody if we know somebody who's been interested in getting vaccinated. So we could send it directly to them and say, call this number or email us in order to get an appointment scheduled. And there's going to be more of that coming up. We're going to have a lot of content that's about this because we're encouraging this as well, in addition to, you know, the regular things that we have up otherwise. So you see it's mixed in here with all of our other information. Okay. So again, if you go to Instagram, and I'll show you this again in a minute on the phone, it's SMARTUEastHarlem. And then we have Twitter. If you're a Twitter person, or if you want to be a Twitter person, Twitter has a lot of interesting information in it. You can get a lot of news, you can get all sorts of stuff. We're on Twitter too. Okay. And so if you go to Twitter, we're going to be SmartU.org. And you'll see all of our information on here as well. And similar to Facebook, you can retweet something. So if you want this to be shared on your own Twitter page, you can go ahead and retweet it. And that would make the audience for this wider as well. And you can do that with any of Smart's content. You can do that with any content of anyone's, but we're just encouraging you to connect with Smart as much as you would like. Okay, on YouTube, we are Smart Tutorials. You see us on here, and you'll see all of our videos. So these are all our past classes. These are Tech Talks. These are all on our website as well. But this is just where they are directly on YouTube. So if you are an avid YouTube user, please do subscribe. We have 359 subscribers. You can add yourself to that list and you'll see whenever we put up a new video. So like the art projects, you know, anything about COVID, any of our classes. So all of our YouTube videos will come up on your feed. Just to get to any of these apps, if you don't currently have Instagram or Twitter or YouTube on your phone and you would like to, and you'd like to sign up for them so you can interact with Smart in that way. Again, you're going to go to your on Galaxy phone, it's going to be your Play Store, and on a iPhone, it's going to be the App Store, right? It's real similar in either on either device, but oh, and they're all free. They're all free. Also, you don't have to pay for any of these. So you're going to go to the Play Store. So let's say we want to do Instagram and we don't have it. So we're going to look up Instagram. All right. And since I have it, it's going to say open. But if you don't have it, it's going to say install. And then it's going to ask you to make a username and a password. Sometimes I think with a lot of these, you can actually sign in from, like, you can log into them through your Google account. So you don't necessarily have to make a new password. But I think that's dependent on the app. So just go in, you're going to say, again, you're going to say install, and it's going to give you the prompts to make a new account. And then same is true for Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. And for all of these are free. You're going to go ahead and install Twitter and then make your screen name. And then you can look us up. So let me just show you what that looks like on, let's say, Instagram on the phone. So here's my Instagram. That's what the Instagram app looks like. That sort of pink one up in the right-hand corner. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go to SMARTUEastHarlem. And there we are. So same thing that I was showing you on the computer, just on the phone. This is how a lot of us access this. All right. So it's as simple as that for each of these apps. And we really do, like I'm saying, you know, we want to make all of these apps places that you feel comfortable sharing this, you know, interacting with us and having conversations and sharing content with your friends, however you feel comfortable using it. But we just would love that to be interactive.